Hey guys, Ty Cohen here, and we're back this week with another amazing webinar presentation training for you. This week I've got a good friend of mine, Tom Jandula. You guys have probably seen Tom and I work on a few different projects, and he's just someone who really puts a lot of effort into whatever it is that he's doing. He really cares about the community. So one of the things that we've been able to do over the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years almost. I can't even remember how long now we've been friends. But one of the things that we've done is master, right, the art of outsourcing to the point where we've basically been able to leverage other people's technical skills, other people's creativity, other people's time, to literally help us build different aspects of our businesses. So that's what Tom will be talking about today. And, every time I listen to this thing, I get something new out of it, or I get a reminder of something that I should be doing. And one of the big things about outsourcing is people think that it's much harder than it actually is. Usually people think that there's two things that are big misconceptions. Number one, they think it's harder than it actually is. In reality, it's a piece of cake, especially when you do it in the way that Tom's going to share with you. The second thing is they think that it costs more than it actually does. They think that they need these big budgets. They think that they need to hire people full time. None of that is actually true. All right. So when I actually first got started outsourcing, and I had someone who was working for me for like 5 or 6 hours a week. So, and on an as needed basis. So with that said, I want to get straight to this because Tom has some great information. Tom is the guy over here on the right, the English lad, as you'll hear pretty soon. He's got this awesome English accent here. So I want to make sure that everyone can hear. So if you can hear right now, put a yes into the questions box. And if you can see both I'm Ty. If you can see both Tom and Ty, myself on the screen right now, give me a big yes. This is like one of the first weeks that I'm actually back to work. I literally like took almost a month off from work to a degree. First we went out to Disney World. We went down there for like a week, and then my wife, we took the kids, and we actually took my mom and we took my mother-in-law, and we rented like this huge multi-million-dollar house out there. So we had a great time. And then we went over to Italy and spent some time over there. Venice, in fact, had a great time out there. And then after that, we came home, switched luggage, and then we went down to the Dominican Republic. And I'm actually just getting back this week. So back in the saddle, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. So now everyone says yes, they can hear, they can see. With that said, I want to introduce my good buddy Tom. Tom, are you there? Take it away. Tom and I actually have an app company together. He's going to show you how we actually outsource different aspects of that as well. So, Tom, are you there?
Good evening, mate. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You sound like you're just right next door.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I have a ton of stuff to share and get through. So, shall I just take it away?
Absolutely. The show is yours.
All right. Well, start off. Good evening, good morning, afternoon, depending on exactly where you are in the world. Thank you so much for being here. I'm absolutely thrilled to have a chance to share this stuff with you. I see some people, some recognizable names in here. Hey, Stuart, nice to see you on here, buddy. Appreciate your kind words in the chat box there, mate. Guys, I'm going to, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be talking about 5 steps to using other people's skills and expertise to build your business. When you do this, it literally forces you to work less hours. And as the great marketing legend Dean Jackson says, the less you do, the more you make. And it is true. Usually we are the bottlenecks in our business, whether you're just getting started and you're overwhelmed with the huge amount of information and moving parts there are in a business, and you just can't get it together to get it off the ground. Or maybe you are in a business and doing well, but kind of like you're just stuck and you've become the bottleneck and you're working 40 hours a week and just not making any progress. So no matter where you're at, my goal today is for this to be one of the best trainings you've been on all year. So what are we, 6 months into this now, into the year now, and so you've probably been on a few of these, right? And not all online webinars and stuff, whatever the kids are calling them these days, workshops, are great. A lot of times it's the presenter talks about themselves a lot. And I just want to show you guys that is not what I'm going to be doing today. It's not how I like to run my business. And it's not what I think is in your best interest. So as you can see here, I have one slide which talks about myself. That is it. And then we're going to get into the content. And you can see we've got resources and stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you. So please, it's easy for me to say, but grab a pen and paper and take some notes, because I am going to give you as much as I possibly can in the time that we have. So we'll probably go about, I don't know, 60 to 90 minutes probably, depending on how many questions and stuff. And I won't answer too many questions as I go, but I will promise I will stay on for as long as you would like at the end, and I'll be happy to answer any and all questions that you have in regards to how what you learn today can apply to your business or wherever you're at in your entrepreneurial endeavors. So with that being said, let's jump right in here. First things first, let me just make sure that you are seeing the screen change. So can you see the screen that says, who is this webinar for? I just want to make sure that GoToWebinar's got this wonderful little new thing in the top right corner here where I can actually sort of see my screen. So I think you guys did see it change and it looks like we're all going good, but let's just make sure. Carol, yes. Brenda, yes. Christy said, Dave, Gary, Samoa, brilliant. Everyone's saying yes. So I'm assuming that that's good for everyone. So with that, if at any point, guys, if any of these things change, or you can't hear me, or I mess up the sound, I'm not technical at all. So it's luckily for me that people make these amazing tools and softwares and stuff that make it very easy for even a technical layman like myself to do well. But occasionally I do mess it up. So feel free to let me know and write in the chat box here, and I'll try and keep an eye on that. So who is this webinar for? If you are suffering from overwhelm, which is probably the number one thing, at least I certainly know that I was overwhelmed. I mean, heck, I still get overwhelmed today when I, look at all the different options there are for, driving traffic, softwares to use, launching businesses. I mean, just write in the chat box, guys. What is it? What do you find? What things are you struggling with right now? What are your obstacles? Is it technical? Is it traffic generation? Let me know. Oh, just general overwhelm. Just let me know in the chat box what the biggest hurdle or biggest obstacle is that you're facing right now. I just like to make sure that I tailor, my training to you guys. So Simone says technical challenges. Brenda, trying to do everything myself. Christy says all of it, a little bit. yeah, that's all of it, right? Sydney, overwhelm. Gary, overwhelm, technical. So lots of technicals and general overwhelms, traffics. Yeah, so pretty good. Kathy, things not working quite as they should. Carol says GDPR. Yeah, I think we've all had issues with that recently. It's been a bit of an issue. I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so good. So everyone, for those of you that were kind enough to for your answers in the chat box there, this is going to be a game changer webinar for you. And like I said, I want to make this, I hope that you'll come away from this feeling like it was something you'd have paid for. That is my goal. It's not going to be sort of, a lot of people give away like half of the information, and it's kind of like they dig into the pain points, but then, and it's all well copywritten, but there's no real meat and training for you. And then suddenly you realize you got to the end and you haven't really learned anything. It sounded good and you kind of thought the guy was good, but you didn't really learn anything. That's not going to happen today. We're going to cure these for you to the best of my ability. All right. So hold me to that. Please let me know if at any point you think I'm not holding up my end of the bargain here. You guys have given me your time this evening, and it's the most valuable resource we have. So I intend to really make it worth your while. Okay. So overwhelm, technical challenges. Really, guys, it all stems from this. So the first thing I want to talk about here before anything else is you need to stop being so hard on yourself. Pause, take a breath, and just relax. Because if you have been struggling up until now, it is a good chance it's because you're trying to do too many things yourself. And this little diagram here, and this diagram comes from Rich Schefren, Inset Business Manifesto. So you can go to Strategic Profits and download this. I believe he gives it away for free. And this really opened my eyes to why I was struggling back in the day. And I just think it illustrates it perfectly, because the truth of the matter is, and this is what people don't tell you, is, there is no magic button, right? There's no just put a button on a website and you magically get money, fountains of money into your PayPal account. It just doesn't happen. We may have been sold that dream, that bill of goods when we get started, but it doesn't happen. Now, don't get me wrong, you can set a business up to the point where it's kind of running autonomously and makes you a lot of money. That's possible, but it takes work to get it there. So, as you can see here, the free time formula, this whole presentation is based around the idea of working 60 minutes a day and having a six-figure business. So $100,000 a year or more, or $10,000 a month is what we want to aim to get to. Now, to get to that $10,000 a month, however, you're going to need to do a lot of these things. So usually what happens is we buy we'll buy a training on how to build a list, right? We all know we need to build an email list. So then we start learning about list segmentation, how to make deliverability, writing emails, creating content, all that kind of stuff, right? We go down these rabbit holes. But then what else do we need? Well, we need traffic if we're going to build a list, right? So then we got to go learn then we try and find a traffic source. So we start dabbling a little bit with Facebook ads, or we start trying to do a bit of SEO because it's free traffic and that's better, but that takes 6 months and we still haven't got anything coming through because Google's changed an algorithm. Or we're recruiting joint venture partners, but that takes a long time and then we don't have time to create the products or whatever it is, right? And I mean, you just go, it's enough to just make you feel like you're on a merry-go-round, one of those little things where you get spun around as a kid. And as a kid, it was fun to feel dizzy. As an adult and entrepreneur, dizzy with possibilities is not, indecision is not a great place to be. So, and no one even talks about, I know Carol, so you mentioned about recently we had the GDPR stuff that's just come through with the European regulation changes. So, no one really talks about the legal side of having a business. It's all about the fun and generating 10,000 subscribers in a day, but no one really talks about the behind the scenes and the guts and, what it takes to run. So the truth of the matter is, again, these things all have to be done. But the beauty of this is it doesn't have to be done by you at all. And this is the biggest game-changing philosophy, and I truly believe that to my core, because I don't have the background. I don't have a computer background. I don't have an educational background. In fact, if I just hop up here. So again, Tommy Andula, this is me. That's his picture of me, so you can put a face to the name. And, I left school when I was 16 years old. I have no real higher education. In fact, most of you guys on here are probably better educated than I am. I left England when I was around 17, because I wanted to come to America and play golf. That was my dream, was to become a professional golfer, and America was the place to do it. So I now live in the beautiful, sunny Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. But, it was hard. This business didn't work out for me to start with. And like many of you, I'm sure, spent a lot of money trying to figure this out. But the problem is I was spending money on the wrong things. I was buying programs that were great, but they were too advanced. Like I just could not do them because you had to learn, set up WordPress and, just technical stuff that I just can't, it just makes my skin crawl. And then there was like writing and creating content and doing all that. And it was just incredibly overwhelming and frustrating at the same time as well, because you see people doing it, but your skills or your experience prior to coming online is causing you to bottleneck. And because of this, right, it's because we're trying to do all these things ourselves, and it's just It just doesn't happen in no other business in the world. If you look at any of the top entrepreneurs in the world, Richard Branson or anyone, they're not out there doing any of this stuff. They control the business. Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. Well, Richard Branson's got millions, right? But I guarantee you, he didn't start that way. And the truth of the matter is, I'm going to show you how you can do this very, very inexpensively. It doesn't matter what budget you're on, but it all starts here. So here's another resource that I'd love you to grab after this training, and that is this book. It's called The One Thing by a gentleman called Gary Keller. The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's one of the best business books I've ever read. It's my favorite. I reread it all the time. And I want to actually share a little excerpt from it with you today, because inside the book, he talks about this idea of the domino effect. Now, this was an experiment that was done back in, where was it? The Netherlands, I think. Anyway, yeah, Netherlands. So basically what they did was, we all know what dominoes are, right? We flick the beginning one and they all fall down. Well, they did an experiment and they realized that if you increased the size of the following domino by 50%, so you can see here, each domino is 50% larger than the last. So you got your first normal size domino. Domino number 2 is 50% larger than the first. Domino 3 is 50% larger than the second, and so on and so forth. And what happens is that you can push this first little domino and it'll knock down all these bigger dominoes. Now, what I want you to think about is, this is how I want you to view your online business. Each task or strategy you're following is a domino. Now, some of these little dominoes down here, we can knock down ourselves, right? You think, oh man, I could, read this ebook and learn how to do this, or I can get a course and I can learn how to do this. And we can get to maybe here, the 4th domino in, but then you're inevitably going to get stuck, whether it's with the technical side of things, or, you're creating content, or whatever it is you're trying to do, right? We get stuck. So what we have to do is we have to find some different dominoes to push down, because we can't push these big dominoes down. These are too heavy. So we have to start with the ones we can. But it gets better. The power of this, the concept of this. So again, if I pop back here, all these are dominoes, right? If you think of all these things, whether it's ebooks, software, audio editing, creating content, blog entries, these can all be dominoes of varying size. So what they found during this experiment, however, was that it has a thing called geometric progression. Geometric progression. And guys, this is pure science. This is physics, irrefutable. It's the law. Mathematics is the law of the universal law of the world, and this is it. So what happens is, it's just quite mind-blowing, this whole geometric progression thing. And what happens is if we knock down this first domino that's 2 inches tall, following this pattern here, and the next domino gets 50% larger, and the one after that is 50% larger. If you followed this pattern, the 18th domino would be the size of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The 23rd would be the size of the Eiffel Tower. The 31st domino would loom 3,000 feet over Mount Everest. We're only at domino 31. And then by the 57th domino is almost the distance to the moon. That is how big it was. Now, the scope of this is monumental, because if we as entrepreneurs, excuse me, I'm sorry, we as entrepreneurs can find the right domino to push, this same thing can happen for us. So if this over here, this giant looming domino is your $10,000 mark, if this is a timeline or an income line, right, we can push a couple of dominoes down here that cause a knock-on effect and allow us to make that money while we only pushed 1 or 2 dominoes, right? And that is where outsourcing comes in, because outsourcing, finding people, becomes your one domino. That's the one, or as they put in the book, the one thing, that becomes your one skill. If you learn this skill, you can find other people to take care of traffic generation. I'm going to show you today. I'll talk to you today about how to do that. You can find people to build your list for you. Again, I have outsourcers that add literally 50 to 100 people a day to various email lists and stuff. All of these things can be taken care of for you once you learn this one skill, okay? And it changes overnight, and it's the great equalizer, because here's the thing, guys. No matter what Ty and I have achieved in our businesses, you can do the same thing, because we are monumental outsourcers. We just outsource all the time. And you'll see it's dead cheap. Don't let that stop you, because you're going to see in a minute, like, anything, as long as you've got, $100, you're good to go. So you can absolutely do this, because you've got access to the same people we do, right? You can go to the resources I'm going to share with you today and post the same jobs and interview the same people and hire them, right? Because neither Ty or I really ever take anyone on full time. That's a myth. It's something that was predicated on the 4-hour work week, which lots of people read, but unless your business is already there at that point, you do not need to hire people on a full-time basis. So does that make sense to everyone? That's the first time a couple of times I've used that analogy. I just want to make sure does that make sense? Does the domino analogy make sense to everyone? Have I explained that? Does that Cindy says it makes so much sense. Paul said, sound okay, but no picture. Everyone here and see again. Yeah, lots of yeses. Good. I'm glad everyone's getting that.
Actually, Tom, are you on Rich's slide? Like with Rich, that's what I see.
Yeah, it says learning to outsource becomes your number one domino.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so it looks good on my end here.
Okay, yeah, it just, there was one chap in here that said, Paul Jones, you may need to just refresh.
Yeah, maybe refresh or log back out and log back in, Paul, but it looks good on this end.
Okay, wonderful. So, guys, once we have that, so now we understand this domino analogy, right? We need to do is find those little dominoes. And guys, and I'm not gonna lie, it might take you, a couple of times to find that, the right domino. Maybe you try and push one over that's not quite right? I'm not trying to blow smoke up your backside or anything. It's, sometimes we don't get it perfect, but if you follow what we're going to train here, it becomes very easy. In fact, it's as simple as this. Once you master this, this is what your business kind of becomes, right? So once you implement the steps, which we'll move on to in part 2 of the training, you can basically run your business like this. So what tends to happen is, for example, Ty and I, show you here, Ty and I started an app company, right? We developed these apps and we wanted to get going. Well, neither Ty or I have the foggiest idea about how to go about doing this. So how do we do it? Well, we ended up watching a webinar, right? A fellow online entrepreneur was sort of paving the way. He was one of the pioneers in this space of creating these games and stuff. So what did we do? We bought the product. And just like, we were on it, just like you guys are on this. So we bought the program at the end. Now, this is really key. We went through the training and understood the main points. This is very important because you do need to have an idea of what's going on. You can't just be an absentee owner, right? You've got to understand the sort of 80,000 foot view of what's going on to make sure that people are doing their jobs right and you're getting good work, right? But you don't have to be in the trenches doing it. You're the general of the army. You're like the chess master. You're moving the pieces. And then what we did, so once you go through and understand the main points, we just, start giving the pieces of the puzzle to other people to implement for you, right? And you can even give people access to the program. So you don't even have, like, if that's what your training is, and there's a module 2 is how to set up the website correctly, you just let them log in and they go through and they implement. Or if you don't want to give them access to the program, I'll show you a very easy tool you can use later, which will help you just dissect the bits that you want them to see. Okay, so that becomes your job. You go through the training, you learn, which I think we all like to do. I'm assuming you like to learn, otherwise you wouldn't be here today, right? And then we can start delegating. And while that work's being done, you get to go off and have fun, right? I like to go and play tennis. Ty's been traveling. Normally I'm traveling, but I recently had our first daughter here, little Roxy. So she's coming up on, she's 11 months now. So total handful, she's walking and I'm not doing any traveling right now, but Ty's making up for that for me. Anyway, the point being is, guys, when you master this and get this, it frees up your time because you come back in the morning, you can work in the mornings, delegate the work, come back, make sure it's being done, see the progress, and so on and so forth. So again, bottom line is, guys, you do not need to know everything. As I said before, I have no clue how to build an app or get an app into the App Store. I've never written a Kindle book. Ty's never written a Kindle book, and yet, you know, see, you guys know Ty has done very, very well with Kindle publishing. Traffic generation, again, for our businesses, it's managed by other people for the most part. Again, WordPress, Photoshop, graphics, all of that stuff is done by others. You know, I wasn't the one in here doing, you know, if you look at this slide presentation here, I didn't do any of this. I didn't add this nice desert island, desert island look and feel to this. You know, someone else did, and I'll show you where I got that done in a minute. But again, just to show you what's possible. Here is some statements from Amazon, right? Collected payments for Amazon, $29,000, just under $30,000. And you can see here, there was $23,000 there that came in from US sales for Amazon Kindle. The possibilities are endless. Again, app companies. Ty and I are in the process of starting a health and fitness business with my wife. So, and literally we're having health and fitness people create all the videos for the membership, for the continuity, for everything. You know, we're not out there creating those videos and content, other people are. So no matter what niche you're in, no matter what business you're doing, no matter how much you want to make, this is the absolute single number one skill, the number one domino that you need to succeed. So, would you like to be able to have someone do the work for you? Do you think if we could start finding an affordable way to outsource these tasks that are holding you back, do you think that would be helpful? This is kind of a bit of a rhetorical question, but I need a sip of water and I want a load of yeses in the chat box. All right, lots and lots of yeses coming in here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've changed my microphone, so I can't mute myself. Okay, lots of stuff. And Roger, yes, I hope so. We will certainly try, buddy. Awesome, cool. You guys are fantastic. And thank you for being responsive in the chat box as well, guys. It really helps me. I love knowing that you guys are enjoying it. It gives me more energy as well. Otherwise, I'm just some crazy Englishman talking to his computer. So it's nice. It makes me feel know that someone's there listening. It's great. All right, guys. So now you know the why. We know I've shown you the why it's important and the sort of the mindset part. And I know that that's, you know, we like tactics, but if you grasp that and you understand that concept, it'll keep you on task to implement these 5 steps, which I'm going to share with you. So part 2 now is the free time formula itself, right? And basically it comes down to 5 steps, and that is how you go out and you find amazing people who love to do the jobs that you don't like to do. I mean, they love it. They would do it for free. And some of them do, like programmers. There are people out there who work on websites and stuff in their spare time because they love to do it. Graphic designers that draw, they sit there and they draw in their free time, right? They love to do those things that we're not very good at, or that either we can't do or we just don't want to do, right? And I'm going to show you how. So these are the 5 steps. Now, we've refined these 5 steps down, and if you do them in order, it works incredibly well. And literally, this is the process. No matter what I want to do, what any type of business I want to go into, these are the steps that we go through every time. And again, you'll see this works on any budget. So step number 1 is highlighting your needs. So let's have a chat now. I need to help you highlight some of your needs and determine what it is you want to outsource, because we need to start off with our income generating tasks. So we always start off with this question because there's always lots of things that we can do there's lots of things pulling us in a million directions, but what are the actual income generating tasks that are involved? So, for example, we'll take Kindle, for example. If you want to publish and make money through publishing on Amazon's Kindle platform, right? There are certain steps that have to happen in order for you to make a sale. And that's ultimately what defines a successful business. I know that there are other things as well, serving your market and everything else. But if you were to sell a business, they're going to look at how profitable you are, right? That's usually a good as indicator as any. It's an easy indicator as to how well it is. And we want to make a living, support our families, friends, and all that good stuff. And you should. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So we need to get the digital sales register to ring. So to do that, if you were publishing with Amazon Kindle, for example, we would need to actually write the book, right? We need to have something written. So if we're not a writer, we need to figure that one out, right? That's an income generating task. We also need to be able to actually publish it on the platform, right? We actually need to add it to Kindle's publishing platform, self-publishing. And there are certain things, it's easy to do, but there are certain things within that platform that we have to do, like our descriptions are very important. So maybe we want to go and hire someone, a professional writer, to write our description, because with all the competition out there, having a good description is going to increase our income, it's going to increase our sales and our revenue, right? We need a book cover. We need a nice graphic created. Again, your image, for when it comes to Kindle, or generally anything, whether it's a Facebook ad or anything like that, your image is the first thing people see. So I know a lot of people say it's a headline. Well, on a sales letter it is, but on visual-based platforms, in buying the cover, and for example, Kindle, the cover is a huge deal. So again, hiring, that would be an income-generating task. So think about it right now. So and by the way, the easiest way to come up with these is think about the last product you bought. Maybe it was an ebook, right? Maybe it was an ebook you bought on list building, or how to build maybe it's, pops to mind because I saw a program on it the other day, an ebook about leveraging Facebook groups, right? That's a perfect example, right? So there are certain tasks within that ebook that I was reading. It was like, step 1, here's how you research other popular groups. Step 2, here's how you do this. Step 3, here's how you set it up. Step 4, here's how you start getting your first 100 people in there. Step 5 is how you get those 100 people to tell 100 more people about it, right? So think about the product you bought, and whatever action steps they tell you to take are pretty much going to be your income generating tasks. But for now, just think about, you just want to think about one thing. So again, what's the one thing you'd like to outsource? Maybe it's a squeeze page. Maybe you're trying to get a squeeze page set up. Maybe it's a cover for a Kindle book. Think small for now. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this. Don't think about solving the entire internet's problems in one go, right? Just focus on one task that's just you'd love to get off your plate, and we'll go from there. So once we have highlighted our needs, and just to give you ideas, guys, of what you can actually outsource in those income generating tasks, you can do copywriting, content, graphics, WordPress. You can outsource pretty much all of your blogging. For example, you can even outsource guest blogging, right? That's a good source of free traffic. I'm hiring people now that can really good writers. So if I get a chance to post, it'll be posted under my brand. But usually it'll go out as a guest post and someone else can write it and it'll be published under my brand. If it's published under my name as the author, here's what I would do. I would record the audio. So I'd open up my iPhone and I would record the article, basically everything I want to say in this article that's going to go on to as a guest post. And then I would send that, I would get that transcribed, and then I would have somebody else basically take my ramblings, the content that I've created, and I'd have them write it so it was pleasurable for someone to read, right? So an editor would then go and edit that for me. So no matter how you want to create content, this works. You can outsource the whole thing like we do with the fitness site, or you can kind of do half and half. Traffic generation. You can do deals with people, right? You can do a deal with traffic people. I'm talking with a company right now that will basically do Facebook ads, and you can pay them per lead. So rather than if you don't pay out of pocket, you just say, well, if they get you 100 leads that month, you just pay them $100. So you can negotiate these things, and we'll talk about that in a few slides. All right, so you get the idea. Anything is possible, and guys, only a couple of these things will build you a six-figure business. You don't need to do all of these things. You need to do one or two. Okay, so action steps for part one. Write down the tasks that are important to your business that you hate doing. That is the most important step. Start with a job that you absolutely, and it can just be just one thing that you absolutely hate doing. Even if you can do it, but just hate doing it, then outsource it. Like, so for example, I just gave you one of mine, right? One of the things I'm dyslexic. I left school when I was 16. So writing for me is very challenging. But I have a lot of knowledge and a lot to share. So again, I just told you my process, right? So writing content, right? Writing articles for the blog, right? That would be a tough one for me. So I write that down, and then I just told you how I solve that, right? I dictate it, and then I send that off to, I get it transcribed, and then that gets transcribed for a few, costs. If I talk for 15 minutes, it's about $15 to get transcribed, and then an editor for another $20 will write the whole thing, clean it up and make it like it should read in an article. Okay, so easy content creation strategies there, and it takes me 15 minutes to record a 15-minute audio, right? And that could be my day done if that's all I have to do for the day. So start with jobs you hate doing. Then write down the tasks that are important to your business that you don't know how to do, right? Those are the things that you just have no idea. Like, for example, app development. I have no idea how to build an app. I've definitely got to outsource that, right? So that's your homework on that point. All right, just checking in, everyone. You guys got an idea? So in fact, in the chat box for me, put in the chat box now, one little thing, your income generating task that you'd love to outsource. Put that in the chat box for me, please, so I can see what you guys are thinking and make sure you're on track. Danny says, how do you outsource? That's coming up now. I'm going to show you how to find the people to hire. Gary's traffic. Stuart, emails for your autoresponder. Great one. That's, yep, that's perfect. Definitely do that, Stuart. Logo, Brenda, Walter. Store building, Walter, I'm assuming that's to do with e-com sites, maybe Shopify or something, so that's a good one. Cindy, great listings. Oh, yeah, great. Bob, lead generation, guys. Sorry, by the way, if I'm missing your name. We've got a lot of people on here, and you guys are interacting fantastically. So if they're scrolling down the chat box very, very fast on me. Lots of people saying traffic, article writing. Cool, excellent. Fantastic. So keep that in mind now when we move on to number two. So whatever you wrote in the chat box, think about this now as we move on to number two. So step number two now, we need to cast a net. So we've gone out there, right? We've got our list of potential tasks, or one task, whether, write an article, maybe it's get a sales letter, first draft of a sales letter done. So Catherine wrote that in there. So maybe the first draft of the sales letter, right? Now we need to find someone to do it. So let's dive in. Now there's a number of places you can go, but I'm going to show you my process. So the first place I go when I need to outsource something is Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. Now, for those of you, I'm sure a number of you have heard of Fiverr and maybe even used Fiverr, but it has come a long, long way. It's basically a place where people will do anything for $5. Now, they did recently change. So some people charge more than $5 on there. And that's actually a really good thing. So it's enabled us now to be able to, it's attracted higher quality people on there. And you can still now for like $25 get pretty much anything done. I mean, anything really well done. Stuart, I think you said in there that you wanted emails done. I was just talking to a guy to write some emails for me for $25, right? So anything can be done on there. In fact, guys, I use this for 80% of my outsourcing, and it's the first place I go. Now, originally, Fiverr was a bit of a joke, right? So when it started, it was kind of silly things in the music or the writing and stuff like that. you could basically go on there and hire someone to call up your Aunt Betty on her birthday, and they would sing Aunt Betty happy birthday in the voice of Kermit the Frog. Now, hilarious for you and me, terrifying for Aunt Betty, and not probably going to generate much money for our business. But it's got a lot better. Like I said, they changed the structure of it slightly. So now people can charge more than just the $5, which has attracted a lot of really, really good quality people. What it's also done is means that other people, sort of the newer people to the platform, charge less, because now you've got people charging a lot more, so they can undercut them and take the business. So it's made it wonderfully competitive, which is great. Competition's wonderful. It stimulates all sorts of sales and economy and competition and stuff. So that's great for us as well. So how do we find good people? Because not everybody is good on there, right? There is a lot of crap on there as well. I'll be honest, we're all adults here, so I'm not saying it's all roses all the time. There's sometimes you may hire someone's not that good, but I can help you navigate these waters much better. And that is by basically, Fiverr's wonderful because it allows you to read through their reviews. So for example, this person says, I'll write a 400-word article, on-time delivery, or it's free for $5, okay? Now, you may be thinking, well, how good of a writer are they? Would they be able to write, in a high enough standard for $5? Well, you can have a look and see what other people are saying about them. So we can see here, this person has a 5-star rating, right? This person's got a 5-star rating out of 8,983 reviews. Nearly 9,000 articles this person has written on this platform. Okay, I can assure you, I have hired this person. They can write quality stuff for you. And like I said, it's 400 words. So for them, if they are a writer, which they obviously are, do you know how fast they must be able to type if they can crank out articles like this? You can see there are 46 orders in the queue here. It's a bit blurry, but that says 46 orders in queue. So this person's cranking out articles. And the quality has to be good, otherwise they wouldn't have the 5-star rating. So those are the things we want to look for. And guys, honestly, you can find people. If you're struggling, if you're using any of the tools like Lead Pages, ClickFunnels, and you're struggling with those things, there's people on there that'll help you with that. And you can look at their reviews, see what other people are saying about them, right? This is the most incredible resource. It didn't exist when I started. So, you guys are so lucky to have it right now. It's absolutely fantastic. And just to give you an example, you wouldn't just have to get, and you can get really creative with these things. So personally, this is, you could do that. You could have this person write a 400-word article for your blog, or you could actually have them write an email for you. So like, if you are writing, if you like to kind of do like a newsletter style email, and you want to email once a week, with a really good piece of content, valuable piece of content every week to keep that relationship with your list going and build that audience, then you could come in here and have them write on any topic for you. Again, if you're not, like for example, health and fitness, I could come in here. I'm not a health and fitness expert, but I'm in that business. So we have a website. So we could come in here and have them write the article, right? Really valuable article. So for $20, that's pretty much your emails taken care of. And then, over the course of a year, that's 52 emails, 52 automated chances to sell someone. Then all you do is focus on traffic, right? So they knock down these dominoes, and then you can find someone else to knock down the other dominoes, okay? So the next resource I want to give you, because again, let me just go back to Fiverr here a minute. Fiverr is fantastic, but it does have its limitations. Like I said, it's so Bob says, I saw this. Bob says it takes $5 just to get a quote. It's no longer valuable. So Bob, I addressed that a second ago. So they've changed their structure, and you can get incredibly valuable things for $25, $30 on there, especially if you negotiate for a bit of volume. If you're willing to pay for a bit of volume up front. Again, it's all negotiable, and there is a lot of competition on there. So you can get really good stuff. Like I said, between about $25 on there now is about what I pay. So, if Fiverr does let you down and you find that it's not, not right, we cast a bigger net, right? We can go out there and cast a bigger net. Now, the site I recommend is Upwork. That's usually where I go next. Now, you can use any sites, guys. It doesn't matter. There's guru.com, there's freelancer.com, Upwork. Upwork basically bought Odesk and Elance and combined the two to form Upwork. So they are the largest, which is why I recommend it. Why I recommend you guys use that one first. But again, they all function the same way. So you can post on all of them, post jobs on all of them. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So before we move on, how many of you guys feel a little bit overwhelmed with Facebook marketing, right? How many of you guys feel a little bit overwhelmed with, building pages and getting likes and all that kind of stuff, and just generally overwhelmed by the whole thing? How many of you feel a little bit overwhelmed with that? So Walter, yes, says me, Marv, Cindy, Roger, Stuart, lots of everyone saying yes. Totally overwhelmed, yeah. And guys, me too. I'm not someone who does, on a personal level, I'm not, I don't use Facebook a lot because I'm just not a technical person. I play tennis. I'm out doing stuff. I don't just sit glued to my computer and, I just don't feel the need to live my life like an open wound, really, like I think a lot of these people do. And I actually think it's quite dangerous, right? Because it's showing just clips of other people's lives, like it's curated pictures from other people's lives and stuff. So we start to compare ourselves. And generally, I sometimes feel a bit crappy after looking at it because I'm like, man, everyone's doing so good. So-and-so just bought a Ferrari and maybe I need to go buy one. And I'm not doing well enough if I don't have a Ferrari, right? So again, personally, not something I love. However, I do love it for business. There is no doubt, guys, that you cannot ignore it. Your customers are on there, whatever they are, whatever niche you want to go into or are in, our customers are on there. So we can't ignore it. So how do we bridge that gap? And I'll show you how I did it with my wife's health and fitness site when we started that off, right? I told you we're working on a little bit on that. So I'll show you how we did that so you can follow along. So we come over to Upwork and we can go post a job, okay? So we have our income generating task, we hit post a job, and we fill in the blanks. That's it. We come on here and we fill in the blanks. So for example, in this case, it was social media, right? We need a Facebook marketing expert. So we chose a category, sales and marketing, social media marketing, gave it a job title, social media and Facebook marketing expert. And then wrote the description. I'm looking for someone to manage and grow a Facebook page to 1,000 targeted fans over the next 2 weeks. Must be real people, have active profiles with a genuine interest in the topic of our page. I'm looking for someone who can keep to deadlines and deliver high quality work in a timely manner. This is a very easy job for an expert in Facebook marketing. And on the successful completion of this project, I'll be looking to work with you on a regular basis. Simple. Now, this is the trap that people fall into. Do you feel that you can do this, right? Could you post a job description like this for whatever it is you're looking for? Maybe it's a website, right? I'm looking for someone to set up WordPress for me, install my blog. I'm looking for someone to write 3 articles to go on my blog, right? Exact same template, right? And the thing that people fall into is they try and make these descriptions too long and just go on and on and on about the information. You don't need to do that. You can give all the information about the job in the interview process where you actually talk to the person. If you see here, I've still got 4,533 characters left, which I don't need to use, okay? So don't get overwhelmed by that. That's usually the first thing that people fall apart or stop on, is they don't know how. But there are a couple of things I want to hammer home here. Although this is short, there are some very important psychological things going on in here which you want to make sure you have in your description. First one, I am very specific about what I want. So I'm looking to grow a page to 1,000, specific number, fans over the next 2 weeks. Specific about what I want done, and I gave a time frame to do it in, okay? I also then include a thing, what I call my must-haves. So you always want to include this. So for example, in this, it was must be real people, have active profiles with a genuine interest in the topic of our page. So in this case, this is my wife's, it's ours, we're all in it together, but my wife's the face of it because she's a personal trainer, or was before we had the baby, hence why we started the site, because she wants to work, stay at home, work from home now. So she doesn't want 18-year-old boys liking the page, right? She wants to help 35 to 40-year-old women who, are busy. They're either mums and haven't got time to go to the gym, or just maybe they're a bit embarrassed to go to the gym. It's intimidating for a lot of people to go to the gym. They don't want to be jiggling around all over on the treadmill in front of a load of people. They want to do it in the privacy of their home. And that's kind of what our theme for the site is. So, it's a very specific profile, right, that we're looking for. So I put that in the must-haves, okay? So if they fail on that front, they don't get paid, right? This is how you protect yourself. The rest is self-explanatory. I'm looking for someone who can deliver deadlines and deliver high-quality work in a timely manner. This is an easy job for an expert in Facebook marketing. This sentence right here is gold, because what that's going to do is you will get people that are going to go, yeah, I'll charge $1,000 for that, right? But by just adding this in here, you're sort of going to weed a lot of those people out, the people that are going to try and pull the wool over your eyes, because it's like, look, if you're an expert in this, this should be easy. I'm not asking you to build a page with 1 million people here. I'm asking for 1,000, right? And if you know what you're doing, you should be able to do that. I mean, heck, you can set up a little Facebook ad, because I know how to do this. You set up a little Facebook ad and with a nice little meme on it or whatever it is, with health and fitness, and you just run a little like campaign. Like Facebook has that in there. It takes 5 minutes or 10 minutes to set up and then manage. So, and you can get likes for like 4 cents a like. So you can do this super inexpensively. So again, I understood the process. So, but just to show you, if you are an expert at that, I'm not going to pay you thousands of dollars to do it. So that's a really good thing. It sets you up, puts you in control of the hiring process, right? You don't have the wool pulled over your eyes. And this will help with the pricing as well, because on the successful completion of the project, I'll be looking to work with you on a regular basis. One of the hardest things for freelancers and anyone that does any type of freelance work is consistency. So they do a job and then they have to go and apply again, and the income is inconsistent. So if there is the potential of ongoing work, they're much more likely to give you a better deal initially to get the job, to prove to you that they can do it. If they think it's a one-off project, they're going to charge as much as they can for it, right? And obviously, and you don't want to lie about this, but if someone does do a good job, the chances are you are going to work with them again, okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Have I explained that okay? Feel free to take a screenshot of that and use it and tweak it and do whatever you want with it. All right, everyone got that? Good. Yeah, no man left behind. That is definitely the motto here. So once we've posted that, the rest is very simple. We just fill out what skills are needed. We just select from the drop down they give us. Job type, always, until you are experienced in this, always fixed price, always. And here's why. I get to set the budget. So in this, I put 20 bucks, right, for this job. And don't worry if you don't know how much to charge. I'll show you how to find how you can see what other people are paying them. So you'll see what the market value of the job task is. That's easy. So for now, just put in whatever you want in there. In fact, I recommend in the budget section, you actually put a little bit more money in there, like a higher one. So really, if I knew what I was willing to pay and I knew what the job was worth, so I put 20. But if I could have put 50 in there and then got lots of really good quality people, because you get more people applying, the more money, more higher your budget is. Doesn't mean you have to pay it. So you can negotiate on the price later. That's another ninja tip for getting lots of really good people apply, is just set your budget a little bit higher than you intend and then negotiate down. Okay, so fixed price. That allows us, by doing a fixed price, we can do that. It allows us to budget, right? Because what's the worst that happens? If I hire this person, it doesn't work out. Well, one, I don't actually have to pay them, right? Because what will happen is, in this case, Upwork will hold the money in an escrow, and if until I approve it, it doesn't get released. So this protects you right here. Now, if you're doing an hourly job and you hire someone and they're like, oh yeah, it'll only take a week. So, and you're paying them by the hour, and after the first week they've been paid, and then they're like, oh, you know what, it takes 2 or 3, it's actually going to take me another 2 weeks. So then you pay them for 3 weeks, and you've had to pay them hourly because you've been paying them hourly, and it took 3 weeks to do. Versus this, if it takes them 3 weeks, tough. You agreed on the price, right? So even if it protects you if you are unsure starting out, or potentially hire someone that doesn't quite work out, or maybe someone gets sick or whatever, and again, like I said, you're not going to be out any money if it does, right? So that's a really, really good tip. Make sure you write that down. Finally, contract preferences. None of this really matters. I select them all because I want to have the most amount of people, and yes, your job can be visible outside of in search engines and all that good stuff. And then we just hit post a job. Okay, then we just hit post a job, and that is it, right? That goes out into the world, and you will get within minutes people applying. Again, ninja tip, I told you, if you don't know how much a task will cost, don't worry. When you do fixed price, you can negotiate later. Right now, we just want that good amount of applicants. All right. So what happens next? Well, before we look at that, I just want to, again, just show you some examples of things. You can't break this, right? So if I go back here, you can post a job and people can apply. That doesn't mean you have to hire them. So go and have some fun with this. Just go in and start posting and see who applies. Post one job with 20 bucks and then put $100 on another one. Just see what happens. See if you get different people applying, right? If you're unsure and you want to get a bit of practice in, go and have fun with this. Look, we literally, Ty and I will go in there between us and just post for anything. 24-hour virtual assistant needed. Let's be able to communicate by phone. Formatting, someone to help format books and Kindle books. Writers and project managers wanted. Someone to check online plagiarism. So like if we have a writer, we want to make sure that I don't want to have to check to make sure that the writing is original. So we'd have someone else do that, right? Literally, guys, this is how you work an hour a day. Your hour becomes posting and doing some interviews and managing people, right? Reports written, 15 pages on various topics, so writing. And again, anyone that thinks this is too expensive for you, I'm about to show you something on the contrary. This is guru.com. This site's called guru.com, and you can see here, the job we posted for here was a 15 to 20 page report on lucid dreaming. Okay, this is for a Kindle test to see, just to test out the market and see if we get some Kindle sales for this. And you can see we got 28 quotes come in. 28 quotes came in, and the person we ended up going with charged $30. $30, and again, you may think, well, how good's their English? Well, they're from the UK. They're not from a country that their second language is English, right? It's not their first language. This guy's from Lampeter, which is officially Wales. Nod to the stereophonics. Anyway, from Wales, $30, right? 5-star reviews, great, right? So hopefully, your mind is being blown here. Like anyone, if you have $100, you could go. Now, let's give you an example of how you could use this. List building. If you're trying to build a list in your marketplace, which every single person should, even if you're doing Kindle, you should have some sort of content upgrade inside the Kindle book so that they join your email list, so that you can continue that conversation with them and deliver value and then help them solve more of their problems, right? That's ultimately what we do. So easy, 15 to 20 page report on list building, 15 to 20 page report on how to get bigger biceps, anything, $30, you're away. And then if you could even then have them, double this 40, 50, 60 page, you pay $100 and you've got a whole product that you could sell for, $27 a pop. You don't need many sales to recoup your investment, right? So guys, I need some responses here. Is this, are you having some braingasms here? Are the braingasms occurring? Because if not, then we may as well just shut down right now, because I don't know how else to articulate it in a way that's going to that gets the gets the sparks flying. All right, good stuff. Lots of yeses coming in. Jario, Stuart, Gary, Laura, Bill, Walter, Brandon. Awesome. Fantastic. Cool. Well, all right, let's get going. I've got to speed up here because I'm waffling on and talking here. Right. We're already at 8 o'clock. My goodness. All right. So narrowing the field. Step number 3 is narrowing the field. So within hours, we will have people wanting to do the jobs that you hate, like literally within hours. I showed you, you can't break it. But how do we find the good people? Now, there are obviously things we can do in the interview process, which we don't have time to go into today. But to get you started, it's pretty simple. We look for feedback, and we want at least 10 to 20 reviews, and we want 4 stars and up. So this is Florence. She applied for the Facebook job, right? She applied to that Facebook post. And you can see here, so we check the review. First thing, we check the star rating. You can see she's got 5-star rating, which is good. And remember, we're charging fixed price, so the hourly rate is irrelevant. This could be $100 an hour. It doesn't matter because they're agreeing to the fixed price that we did. So that's good. But here's what's important. We got to make sure that anyone can do a job well one time, right? And as you can see here, she's actually a pretty well-rounded virtual assistant. She can do Facebook, she can do video editing, she can do photo editing, Adobe Photoshop and stuff. So we've got to make sure that those jobs are, that she can, you know, she's getting 5-star rated for the jobs that we want. So what we have to do is we have to look down here at the work history and feedback. So we can see she's had 28 positive reviews now, 5-star reviews. Now this is different from Fiverr, and this is really important to understand. Fiverr's rapid pace, right? You do the job, on to the next one. We can have a lot less. You know, this has got to be 20 or up. If you're starting out, I'll hire someone with 10 reviews on here if they match the job perfectly that I'm hiring for. But no, you know, for you, if you're doing this for the first time, I'd like you to stick to 20 or up. Because here's the thing, you know, she could have been working with someone for a year. Like she could have been doing Facebook marketing for someone for a year, and that's only 1 review, right? So this works a little bit differently. So again, 20 or more. On Fiverr, you know, you want 1,000 or more, right? But on Guru or Upwork or anything, I like to see at least 20, okay? And then finally, what you want to do is just read the reviews and make sure that some of the jobs are the same as the job you're hiring for. For example, when I looked into her profile, I found this. I need 800 likes on Facebook. Great service, we'll hire her again. That's pretty much exactly what I was hiring for, right? I wanted 1,000 likes. You can see she did another job here for 200. And you can read the reviews as well. So, but I prefer some European likes, but since I did not put that as a requirement, then it's okay. You won't make that mistake though, will you? No, because what did I tell you to do in your descriptions? Be specific. He was not specific, so that's his fault. Okay, but the best part is we can even see how much they're getting paid. So this job of 800 likes was $15 fixed price, right? $15. So that means my my budget of $20 for 1,000 is about right. All right, so you can always come into people's profiles and see what other people have paid them for similar jobs. So never worry, don't ever worry about overpaying, because like I said, you can post the job and then just say no and decide not to do it. All right, so don't let that stop you. And that's it. Then what we do, once you've got your list down to about 5 or 10 people out of all these people that apply, you just come over here and hit contact and start chatting with them, right? The one thing I like to see is, first important thing for me is speed of communication. You know, I like a fast response. I don't like slow responses. I'm impatient, so I like a good response. But do bear in mind that they could be somewhere else in the world, okay? Somewhere else around the world when you wait for your response. And again, I've shown you, you do not have to spend a lot of money with this. These are the graphics, again, that Ty and I had done for our app company that we did. And you know, we hired this exact same process through Upwork. I went through, we hired him. His name was Jack. He was in, where was he? Romania. And, yeah, it was like, I don't know, $60 for all these graphics. And these are animations, these are game graphics, like actually in-game graphics, not just a logo, right? And guys, this whole, like, for example, again, I mentioned earlier, this presentation, everything, the logo, the slides, everything that I got done on here, as far as the graphics you're seeing, was done on Fiverr, okay? So this is hopefully opening your eyes up to the possibilities here. Like I said, if you've got $100, you can do this. Even if you've got 5, you can do it. But you know, realistically, if we want to knock off a few tasks, under $100. Again, ebooks, Kindle covers, whatever you need, $5, $5 to $10. So then we need to delegate and manage. So for this, we need to really have detailed explanations of what you want, because now we've found someone to hire. And this is actually really easy. It's one of the biggest things that people mess up, but it's because they're trying to write out. So they'll come up here to the contact section here. They'll hit contact on their outsourcer, and they'll start communicating, and then they'll try and start describing a logo they want or something like that. And it's just not a good way to communicate. And what do they say? A picture paints 1,000 words. That's the old adage, isn't it? Well, a video is even better because you can talk over the top. So that's what we do. We create little screen captures, kind of like, you know, you're looking at my screen right now and hearing me talk. That's what we do, right? This is obviously live. You and I are here together. It's, I don't know, what, 8:08 or something. But we are, you know, this is, we can record these little screen captures and show our outsourcer what we want, right? And we can do it for free, very simply by going to jingproject.com. Jing, J-I-N-G, project.com, and download a free piece of software called Jing. And it does this. Basically, you can just go to a website or your computer, and you just select the area you want to record or take a picture of, and hit record. And that's it. And then you can just talk over the top. And then what you do is you come down here, and then you can add these little graphics to it. So you could illustrate it, needs to match with background. You can see here, this found this this wasn't matching up, and needs to be green. Whatever you need, whatever you want to change and test, right? It could be, and this is also, again, how you can train your outsourcers. So if you hire someone on a more permanent basis to help you with, say, your Facebook advertising, and you buy an ebook that has a strategy in there, and that's what you want to follow, this is how you train somebody without giving them access to the program. So if you're worried about that, you can just go in and record the bits of the video, right? You could record a bit of the video playing that you want them to implement. So you let the course creator, the instructor, let them teach your outsourcer, or you could go in and just create and read and take screenshots of the specific part of the ebook, so 2 pages of the ebook or whatever it is that you want that outsourcer to work on. All right, does that make sense? Kathleen said, what about security? So yeah, so hopefully I just answered that. If not, guys, if you have any more questions about that, I will answer those at the end, because it's really, that is, again, life-changing for you as far as business implementation goes. But I want to make sure I keep this going, so that I want to be respectful of your time. So anyone that needs to go can, and anyone that wants to stay and ask questions can as well. Soma says, what was the URL? Here's the URL, Jing, J-I-N-G, project.com, jingproject.com. All right, so finally, the crown jewels, right? We got to keep our superstars happy, right? We got to keep our superstars happy. The process I've shared with you in the first 4 steps is basically all you need. And what will happen is you'll go through that a couple of times, but once you find good people, you don't have to keep doing that, right? Once you've found them, that's it. You've got them. We don't have to go out and keep finding them. Like, I don't have to post for jobs very often because I've got a Rolodex of people that I can go to, and they're great and they're very happy and they like to work with me. Why? Because of this, right? We need to provide good instructions. That's number one. After working with a lot of freelancers and a lot of outsourcers over the last 6 or 7 years, the one thing I know that they get frustrated with is when they get bad instructions. But you know how to fix that now because I showed you how to use Jing, right, to create those videos and stuff. So that'll cure that problem. But the final tip I have for you is, no pun intended, give them a tip. Any of the sites that you use will let you tip your outsourcer if they do a good job. And I'm not going to tell you how much to tip. That's entirely up to you. I'm sure there's people here from all sorts of different countries, and different countries have different tipping etiquette. So you use your discretion on that. But the most important thing is that you tell them why. Tell them why you are tipping them. For example, let's say I hire someone to create this slide presentation for me, right? And I gave them, I don't know, a week to do it, but they did it in a couple of days, and that then meant that I was able to, move on to another task, move on to another job because they got this back to me quickly, right? I would give them a tip, but I would say, thanks for doing a good job, but we expect a good job anyway. But I tell them, the reason I tipped you is because you were able to deliver this 5 days ahead of schedule, which helps me out tremendously. So, in future, if you can do that, I would greatly appreciate it. And what does this mean? This now means that they now know, you give them a reasonable deadline to achieve something, right? So you still give them a week to do it or 2 weeks to do the job, but they now know that if they can do it faster, they will get a tip and they'll make a bit more money. And that's a wonderful environment to work in, because think about that. Like sometimes maybe their kid's sick or something and they just can't do it, but if they can, they will. And you being flexible like that and being just a decent human being and treating other people like the way you would want to be treated, that's all you need. You really do. Follow these steps, treat people well, and they will go to the moon and back for you. I mean, just to give you an idea, to the point now where I have one of my outsourcers has got my credit card information. Like I let them buy stuff on my credit cards because, worst case scenario, I could just call up the credit card company and say that was a fraudulent charge, right? So it's not really the end of the day, but it just never happens, right? They have access to everything with mine, really. Now, of course, you probably wouldn't want to do that straight out the gate, right? I have a bit more practice at this than you do probably, and I'm good at hiring, but you get the idea, right? I mean, the possibilities are endless for this stuff that you can do. All right, so I'm running a little bit over here, right? We're about 8:14 now. I've said about 90 minutes, so I am running a little bit over, but would you like to see how you could make some quick cash from the 5 steps that I just shared with you? So how you could go out, regardless to where you're at in your business, if you're just starting out, no matter what it is, you could have your, a child do this for you. If you've got children, teenagers that need to make money, they could do this, or you could do it for your business. Would you like me to show you how to do that now? Okay, lots of yeses coming in. Good, that's great. But like I said, I want to be respectful of your time. It's the most precious commodity we have, and it's the only thing that can't be replaced. So, great. Jared says, yeah, shoot some more ideas my way. Absolutely, will do. Carol, thank you. William L, awesome, cool. So let's dive into this then. So what can we do, right? You've got the steps, right? You've seen how quickly, literally within 24 hours, you can pretty much hire for any job you want, right? You'll get applicants, you can go through it, and you can hire for any job, any task that could come up now for the online business world. So what can we do if we need to generate some quick cash? And I've taught this to a number of people, and the results have been nothing short of phenomenal, which I'll share with you in a minute. But basically, the concept is this, right? You've seen what people will do all sorts of things for anywhere from $5 to 30 for the book writing thing I showed you on guru.com. Well, you can basically resell services. So just like a company will, a supermarket buys from a wholesaler, and then they put them in the supermarket and they mark up the price, right? And that's what we end up paying. We pay the retail price, right? We don't buy the wholesale price. So you're basically able now to source these services at wholesale pricing is what you're able to do. And people will pay a lot of money for them, because you're providing a massive service. Let me show you how this works. Let me just show you what people are willing to pay. So how do you find these people? Well, you can go over to Craigslist, right? You could go to Craigslist and find businesses that are literally asking for services. There's a section on Craigslist, which I'll show you in a second, where people are on there saying, I need a writer, I need a graphic designer, I need someone to help me with customer support, because they don't know about these sources. And, just like we don't know what we don't know. So we can become a service provider for them, whether it's just a logo, whether it's some video. One of the things we did, and I've got that in a bonus for you in a bit, but is one of the things I tested this personally with a couple of videos, some cartoon, like hand-drawn video type promotional videos, which were all the rage. And there was someone on Fiverr offering them. And so I went and got 4 or 5 of them made, posted them on a website, and I just responded to people and said, hey, look, you're asking for some help video. We've got these videos over here. If you're interested, it's $100 for a 2-minute video. It's $300 for a 3-minute video, and 10-minute video is whatever, $1,000. And I just made up the pricing and put it on there. Each one of those obviously was costing me anywhere from $5 to $50, I think. And guys, we made like $2,000, I think, in a week, and just emailing people these links to these videos. It was incredible. And because of that, I've gone on to teach this to a few people, and people have done customer service through here, web support, just technical support for companies and things. It's quite incredible. So here's an example. Writing gigs. So I came over to Auburn Craigslist, right? Or Craigslist, and Auburn was the first one that popped up. I went to gigs, selected writing, and you can select any, I'll show you in a second, but selected writing gigs. And you can see the first 2 things that came up were freelance writers wanted and looking for writers. I clicked on this first one, and this is what it said. Freelance writers wanted. Local firm seeking to hire professional and passionate freelance writers to write and publish high quality content for our website. What was the Fiverr gig that I showed you earlier? There was a writer that will write 400-word articles for $5, and they have 9,000 positive reviews. Could you approach this person and hit reply and say, hey, what are you looking for? Find out the content they're looking for, pay $5, send them a sample. You can even ask the outsourcer for sample work and show them that as well as the works. Again, logo design, this works really well for graphic design work, ebook covers, editing work, anything. And you can see here, compensation. Look how much they're willing to pay. $500 to $2,000 part-time, full-time, $3,500 or more a month. I mean, you would only need 5 or 6 of these people, and you could have a full-time business, and it can be completely hands-free, right? You just hire you hire someone for a couple of hours a week to reply to these postings, because obviously you will have to probably reply to a few of them. This may not happen immediately, although it has. That's why I say 24 hours, because I know that a number of people have gone into the graphic stuff and created logos for people within about 24 hours of doing this and got money in their PayPal account. The possibilities are endless. Look at the jobs that people post for. Accounting and finance. You could help them with some bookkeeping. Find someone to help with the bookkeeping. Art, media, design. Customer service, marketing, PR, software, technical support, writing and editing. You can see that's the one I clicked on. In fact, I have a customer, Sarah, who I was working with, and she implemented this and really went for this and actually wanted to start a business like this. And she loves helping people and doing customer service. So this is the process she went through, and she hired like 2 or 3 people she now has 2 or 3 people that she hired on Upwork, and 1 person that just goes through and applies to all the customer service posts on Craigslist. And last time I spoke, she's doing about $7,000 a month. I think she works about an hour a month, let alone an hour a day, like I've put up here. I think it's an hour a month. Another incredible case study of being able to sort of resell the services and just show you how these can work. Joe here, he actually took my masterclass, the main course of basically what I've shown you here, and he went and he had a big website project. So he went in and was translating, you can see here, translating a website into 8 different Asian languages and custom coding and all sorts of crazy stuff. Anyway, the end result was, he said, the end result, I charged my client $20,000 for the whole thing, and my cost from start to finish was $800. I almost feel bad about that. Now, guys, I'm not saying that you're going to get that, but I mean, is that not crazy? Like $800, and that's how much this stuff is worth, though. This is the value of the information that you now have, and you can either apply it to your own business, or you can apply it literally out the gate to somebody else's. All right. Does that make, is that good stuff? Does everyone feel they could probably go out and do that? They could share that information with someone and have them do that for that. Has that got some wheels turning? Give me a yes if it has. All right, lots of holy cow, says William. Yeah, yeah, it's good, right, guys? Full disclosure, legal disclaimer: I am not saying that you'll go out and make $20,000 tomorrow, right? From that, I mean, fingers crossed you do, and like you see that it could be possible. But this is just to give you an idea. So, for example, if you wanted to just do jobs like this and outsource jobs like this, you would come back in here and find it would probably be under software, maybe technical support or web design. No, not web design. What would it be under? Yeah, probably software or technical support, right? And you could apply and you can see what people are willing to pay for this kind of stuff. It's quite mind-blowing. And just to give you an example of like the design side that this works really well for is like logo design. You can go to Fiverr, great logo designers on Fiverr. And, well, they did my logo up here. That cost me $5, right? So they, you know, and for someone out here who has a business, I can tell you right now, there are marketing agencies. So if you went to a local agency, so if I went to live in here in Hilton Head, if I went to a local agency, I guarantee you they would charge me about $700 for this logo. Minimum, $700 minimum for logo design, right? And it can be a lot more. Yeah, if you're in New York, it's like $10,000 for logo design, like branding, because they call it branding, right? It's something completely, you know, it's your brand, they'll get your brand right for you. Basically, it's logo design. So, guys, it really is, the possibilities are endless. So, okay, hopefully you've got the ideas firing. There are some very kind words coming in at the moment and excited people on here, which means I've done my job well. I'm very happy. Okay, so let's recap. Sorry, just had to turn the light on here. It's getting a little dark in my office. So first things first, we talked about highlighting our needs, right? So I asked you at the start to think about one of those tasks. Some of you said technical tasks, some of you some graphic stuff, some list building and things like that. So we then showed you how you could go over and start cast a wide net, right? So that's how we do it. We get those people in. And I showed you the posts, right? That's simple, just like the key things we can do to post and get some good applicants applying. Then I showed you how to narrow down those applicants, right? And narrow the field and find the good people by making sure that they've got good reviews, that they've done work that is similar to the jobs we're posting for, and that we can see that we're not being overcharged, right? We can see what people are paying for similar jobs. And then we just delegate and manage. And I gave you the tool Jing, right? I showed you Jing, and it was jingprojects.com where you can download that. And we went through that. So once you have those things and we start delegating and managing, we just got to keep people happy, and you won't have to do this again, right? Like I said, I have a Rolodex of people now that I can turn to. That means I don't really have to go through this process much anymore. So occasionally, but if you go into a new business, like I need some sort of development done, like for example, the apps, when we did that, like that was obviously something I went through the process, the exact process again. And finally, I shared that quick cash strategy with you, which I sincerely encourage you to go out and try and use if you'd like to. In fact, in a second, I'll share with you I mentioned the video strategy I used, and I'll show you how you can get that. Now, would you agree that you've received a great deal of information today, right? We've covered a lot, and I hope that you felt that I over-delivered for you. Now, but I understand that I wanted to over-deliver, but that could be a bit overwhelming. You may feel kind of like it was a fire hydrant to the face right now, and there are still some looming questions. This is great, but where do you start? You know, what's the first task you should outsource? How do we choose the right people? How much to pay? right ways to manage the projects, knowing how long jobs should take to complete, what to do first. The list could go on. And I understand that. I mean, we only had 90 minutes together, so it was challenging. But what can we do about it? Well, is it okay with you guys if I take 10 minutes to show you a fast and easy way that I can help make this happen for you? Vote to me yes in the chat box. I want to make sure that that's okay, and I don't like to just presume that you guys want to hear about this. So just put some yes in the chat box for me. Okay, yes is coming in. Tim says no. there's always one. Tim, that's fine, buddy. You can just hit the leave webinar button and we shall remain friends, buddy. I hope you got a lot of value from it. For everyone else, though, it is thank you. You guys are awesome. And it is with great pleasure that I get to introduce you to the Free Time Formula Masterclass, where you'll learn how to successfully work less and earn more by outsourcing your entire business, ultimately working 60 minutes a day, which of course is going to give you a whole lot more free time, quote unquote, and money to do the things that you love. And that's what it's about, guys. It's about building a business that allows you to support your passions and you know that you love to work in, because it's not overwhelming you, you're not spinning your wheels, you're focusing on your core talents, or heck, if you just want to outsource the whole thing, we can do that as well. So you can spend time like I do and play a lot of tennis, tennis and golf, and spend time with my baby girl. So that is my goal for you, and that's what we cover in this program. It is a 6-week training program, and it's going to bring you up to date on how the whole Free Time Formula works, and basically going to cover the exact techniques I use, how I manage everything, how I post jobs. I even show you basically how I make money with a lot of this stuff. So I show you how to build a list, how I have an outsource to build my lists, do the video strategies and stuff that we talked about. And you can literally just copy those and go out and have at it, and have them do the same things for you. So I'm going to show you how to start basically any online business from scratch. The fundamentals of business are the same. We just have to learn how to outsource the blueprints, which we're going to go through in great detail and step by step. I'll also show you how to have someone else, get your technical stuff covered, websites up fast, all that good stuff. We also cover traffic generation, so how to have someone else drive your traffic for you. Mentioned a little bit about some of the Facebook strategies here, but there's a lot more that can be done with YouTube and all types of things, and Pinterest and all these fun things as well. So we talk about those. Plus, how to build a list. There's no point getting traffic unless we're building a list with it. So whether you're doing Kindle or any other type of online business, whether it's e-com or anything else, we need to build lists. And I'll show you how you can have your outsourcer do that for you, so you can lift that off of your plate and you can focus on serving your customers. So also writing ebooks, if you struggle with writing and content creation, we'll cover that. I've got you covered on that. And basically how to syndicate that content out onto the web so you become an authority, your business, your brand becomes an authority in the marketplace, really literally in 28 days. I showed you on here a little bit about the Facebook, how we got 1,000 fans pretty much in 2 weeks. We got all sorts of strategies like that you can deploy and are waiting for you inside the program. So most importantly, and finally, to make sales. I want to show you the systems I use and the business processes I've used to make sales, again, so you can replicate that as well. So this is for you if you want to cure your overwhelm and have a lifestyle business that is fun to run, right? That allows you to build, that supports your lifestyle versus you existing to support your business. That's the way I think it should be, and I think you'll be able to achieve a lot more and provide a much better service and show up more in the world by having energy and being willing to do it and doing all that stuff. And of course, have free time to travel, and all while making a 6-figure income. So if that sounds good, this is specifically for you, and here's how we'll do it. So module number 1 is all about how to start fast on a shoestring budget. I'm acutely aware that it is a terrifying prospect to go out there and start spending money on people to do stuff, right? And this is where the big problem came with many people. They start by trying to hire someone for 40 hours a week, spending $400 or $500 a month, and it's just it's what all the other advice out there I see. That's kind of where it goes, and it's just completely wrong. And so I'm going to start you off right. We're going to start off by outsourcing again. on a micro basis. So again, talks about how to outsource 80% of your tasks for $5 on micro outsourcing sites, along with others than we showed you here today. But I'm going to actually walk you through, like dive in and show you how I outsource my graphics like this, the people I hire and the things we use for going graphics like this presentation, traffic generation that can be used on these sites, squeeze pages can be built, blogging, video creation, video sales letters. I'm literally talking to a copywriter right now on there, and I'll show you how to negotiate and do all that stuff. And again, all starts with just $5 a pop. In fact, I even give you a $22,000 case study walkthrough. It generated $22,000 using various micro outsourcers and that. Now, of course, full disclosure, I'm not saying that it's the case study. I'm not saying that you'll go and generate $22,000, but again, I will show you how it was done so you can go and hire the people and implement if you so choose. Plus, I will give you the secret site that I use to get work done for 2 cents a task. 2 cents. So if you are thinking you can't afford to outsource, if you haven't got 2 cents to invest in your business, then I'm not quite sure what the hell you're doing on this webinar. You should be, I don't know, hit McDonald's up or something. You need to go get another job because you need to, I can't imagine you're going to have a roof over your head for very long if you can't afford 2 cents to invest into your business. All joking aside, this is a serious site and it is incredible. It's owned by Amazon.com. So it's basically the site that they use to support the monster that is Amazon. So we're going to cover that. And guys, that is all just module 1. So if you've been struggling to get anything off the ground, you're going to be flying at the end of the first week. Then we go into module number 2, which is over the shoulder hiring. So I'm a visual person. I like to see people doing stuff, and this whole program is you watching over my shoulder. So I want to show you how I hire people live, like literally go in there so you can copy the exact process I use. And that will give you my critical, easy 6-step process that you must follow if you want to build a great team. And I'll show you how to build it out and the processes and the steps you go through. You can even use the people that I hire as your own if you wish. I'll also show you how to get great deals from your outsourcing staff so you never pay full price again. Module number 3, we will cover content. It's content machine, right? We talked about how content is king, content's gold, more so than ever. But it can be overwhelming. Well, it doesn't need to be. I'll walk you through all of my best resources for getting content created, everything from ebooks to articles to videos to podcasts, whatever you need done. We'll cover it in here and how you can find people for the job, or we can adapt it to fit your specific needs. If you remember, I gave the example of how I dictate it and then get it transcribed. There are all sorts of ways to get that done, and I can walk you through those processes as well. So this is going to be perfect for you. Even if you don't have your own product, this module is going to be amazing because I'll show you how to create products faster and easier than anyone else in your marketplace. You're going to be flying. So we'll also show you how to go to syndicate that content and go from 0 to total market domination in 90 days. Right? Mentioned that before in the intro, but that's what we'll cover in module 3. Then we're going to go from 0 to full automation. So at this point, what generally tends to happen, and you're going to see, we've had, this is not, you're not a crash test dummy for this, guys. Like, I've had over 1,000 customers go through this program. It's incredibly popular and has done very, very well for people. And so what I know from experience and previous customers that have gone through this is by module 4, it becomes addictive. Outsourcing, because your business is going to be, your to-do list is going to have disappeared. It's going to have vanished because you're just going to be knocking those things off. So what happens when you want to scale? Like, how do you then start to go, right, I'm going to hire someone on a more full-time basis because the tasks are repeating themselves? Well, this is module 4. I'll show you how to hire someone. You can hire them full-time starting at about $180 a month. And then I'll show you how that you put them on like a 90-day trial period, how we negotiate that, and then how we scale it up based on performance. So you definitely want to increase. You don't want to just keep them at $180 a month if they're doing a very good job for you, but it's performance-based increase. So you always get a return on your investment. You should get a 30% return on every single outsourcing project you do, income-wise. It should be an investment, not an expense. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll also show you how to hire someone part-time for just a couple of bucks an hour. Ty mentioned his first hire was a guy that came on for a few hours a week. My web guy, been with me since the beginning. I pay him about three or $4 an hour. He works 10 hours a week for me, just keeps the websites running, and any technical stuff is taken care of. It is magic. And he's happy, I'm happy, and I'll show you how to do that. So again, imagine how much money you can make if you were able to have someone work 20 hours a week and just go through, set up, and implement the courses that are just sitting on your hard drive collecting digital dust, right? That's what I show you. I show you literally how you can take those courses, let other people implement them for you. And the process I go through, the correct way to do it so that there's no security breaches and all that kind of stuff, that's covered in module 4. And that's basically, as far as the outsourcing part goes, you'll know everything I know at the end of in 4 weeks' time. You will be so far ahead of everyone else in your market with this that the world becomes your oyster. So at this point, I want to, again, get to the, really show you behind the curtains of how you can make a lot of money with this and add new income streams to your business. So I'm going to walk you through the exact income streams and methods that I've outsourced that have allowed me to make over $200,000 in sales in just a few months when I was getting started. You can simply copy what I'm doing and have someone else implement it for you. In fact, you'll hear a testimonial in a minute from a chap called Michael Tipper, who was able to literally take this formula, hire someone to do it for them, and he made his first sale in a week of about $200, I think. It's 197 pounds, I think, so $200. So you almost covered the price of the program in 1 week, right? Just from implementing this. And that's what I'll show you. So I will give you the video cash stacker method that I mentioned before. So that was the one where I showed you, we went to Fiverr, we hired someone on Fiverr to do these videos. I show you the videos, I show you the emails that I sent to people on the websites, how to do the research. I literally show you everything. You can go and implement this as well. There are so many thousands of websites out there and people that need video on their sites and aren't using it. Trust me, there is enough for everyone. We can all do this. Plus simple list automation. I'll show you how my outsourcers add 50 to 100 new subscribers a day to your list. Again, you just follow the steps. It's very simple to do, and you have your outsourcer do it. It's dead simple. I'll also give you a behind the scenes look at a wonderful project that was called the Graphic Game Plan. And it's basically where you can create graphics and package them and sell them as packages. And this tiny little business brought in about $15,000 in 45 days, this little test. It was incredible. Because basically everyone online needs graphics, right? They need these things. I went out and hired someone to create graphics for me on these slides and stuff, right? These little box here on the left-hand side where you see the product, that was a graphic, right? So everyone needs these things, so you don't have to be hypey and salesy. You don't need to say how to make $1 million in 10 minutes, none of that rubbish, right? You're saying, look, here's what I've got. It's really high quality. Here's the price, right? And they just make the decision. So anyone can do this, even if you're starting out, no experience required. In fact, I'm going to give you the products that I tested this with. I'm going to give them to you in a second. If you want to join the program, I'm going to give them to you. So before I show you that though, I also include my hands-free guide, right? This is the Bible for me, the outsourcing Bible, I should say. It is a jam-packed 60-page outsourcing blueprint that basically outlines step-by-step, A to Z, how to outsource all your major tasks for an online business. Everything from traffic generation to websites and technical stuff, how to hire. It gives you templates, project briefs, resources. So basically, this is going to be your cheat sheet. So you can go in there, immediately download this, print it out, have it by your desk, and anytime you need to outsource a specific task, turn to the page, the relevant page, and it'll walk you through it step by step. All right. It includes in-depth instructions for everything on how to do product creation, content writing, copywriting, designing, programming, customer service. Basically, all your marketing tasks are included. I personally think this is absolutely priceless. Again, use it every day. Plus, if you would like to join today, there are a couple of fast action bonuses, right? And the first one is my business in a box. I mentioned before, I'll teach you the graphic game plan. Well, this is it. These are the 9 products, graphic products that I went out and had teamed up with a graphic designer and had them. The graphic designer created them. I didn't create these. Graphic designer created them, and then we packaged them and resell them, right, as individual products. to multiple people. And again, like I said, these are the exact funnels that made $15,000 in about 45 days. Again, no results guaranteed. Obviously, I don't know you and how much effort you're going to put into actually selling these and implementing the traffic strategies I'll share with you in the course as well. But those are my results. However, people have done extremely well with these, and you get everything. You get 9, including the sales pages, right? This includes the high converting sales pages, not just the product, the sales pages. Again, properly hired a copywriter to write all these done for you monetized thank you pages. You can just literally pay someone Fiverr to set these up for you for $5 and you're good to go. All right, because I want to give everyone the best possible chance of succeeding. Plus, bonus number 2 is the most profitable business model I know online and way to make money online, and that is continuity. Right? It's having recurring monthly income. So you are going to get as a bonus workshop, the Continuity Overdrive Workshop, which is titled How to Set Up a $10,000 a Month Business in 7 days or Less. And it is all about continuity. It's not difficult to do. But listen, guys, where you are right now, $10,000 might seem a month, may seem a mile away. It won't be in 4 weeks' time after you've been through the program. But this, forget about the 10,000. Look, let me break this down for you. All you need is 27 people at $37 a month to make $1,000 a month in passive income. Now, you may be thinking, well, I don't have anything to sell. Yes, you do. I'm giving you 9 products that you can sell. So what you could do is you could break these down. Instead of selling them individually, you put each of these packages into a graphic membership area, and you charge people $37 a month, and every month they get a brand new graphics package. Or you could charge $27 a month and get 37 people in there, right? Same math. And that would give you $1,000 a month in passive income. Do you think you could find 27 people that need headline graphics, squeeze page graphics, headlines, and all banners and all that type of stuff? We've already sold them, so I know that for a fact that they're out there. But again, you don't have to use those. You could use anything. Again, like I said, Ty and I are currently, and my wife are launching a fitness website. And again, like I said, we are outsourcing the content for that. It's not us making the videos. It's completely outsourced content with professional fitness instructors. And again, all we need is 27 people, 37 a month, and that's $1,000 a month in passive income, right? You can all do this. All of you definitely can outsource enough content to get 27 people into a membership. And again, it's $12,000 for the year. If you did nothing else in the course but this, that's where you could be. All right. So you're getting the exact system that I personally use to create the dream lifestyle business, and Ty as well, between the two of us. And just to give you a recap, we got 6 weeks of coaching. So you're getting the working with a shoestring budget, over the shoulder hiring, content creation machine for product creation, anything you need, how to outsource that, 0 to full automation. So this is where I'll show you how to actually give your courses and training that you buy to other people to implement for you. All for a couple of bucks an hour. You'll have people going through and working on those. And then of course I give you the profit replication system as well, where I show you bunch of different ways that I have leveraged outsourcing to remove myself from the business and let other people generate income for me. And again, you can use those and implement them yourself. You will hear in a second from lots of people who have done very well following these. So guys, conservatively, the program's $1,000. That's normally what it is. You're not going to pay that today. But again, that's the actual value, real world value I normally charge. Not the hyped up, to me, we've made, between Ty and I, millions of dollars online. So this is worth a lot to give you the free time. But again, I like to be conservative. Plus you get the hands-free guide, no thinking required, project templates, checklists, everything step-by-step, the outsourcing process. Again, this to me is priceless, but I conservatively put that at $287, right? For you to be able to do that. Total value of $1,200. Plus, you get the fast action bonuses, all right, for being on here today with Ty and myself. So you get the business in a box, which is those 9 products ready to sell. Again, guys, if you were to have these created by your graphic designer, plus have the sales letters, right? They come with the copy and the sales letters. A copywriter for 9 products is going to charge you, it's going to cost you at least $2,000 to get all that done. I'm giving those to you as a bonus. Plus you get the continuity overdrive training, which was a live workshop that people literally paid $1,000 to attend. You're getting that included today as well. So well over $3,000 worth of literally real world value in this today, which of course you're not going to pay anywhere near that. But before I give you the link to go and join, if you so wish, I just wanted to read you this from Bob Nelson. Bob wrote, Tom, I have really enjoyed your free time formula course. It has already paid for itself several times and I haven't yet finished all the modules. I've taken a lot of online courses and learning programs, and I would have to say that your free time formula has given by far the biggest bang for the buck. It's an awesome course, but what I really love, guys, is this. He said, I'm just gearing up to fully automate my web business. That's what we want. Thank you for opening up a whole new way of thinking for me that has changed my life and the life of my family for the better. Thanks for putting this awesome course together. Guys, I would love to have you do the same thing for you. It's what I love to do. Hopefully you can tell by now, we've been on here for an hour and a half. I'm incredibly passionate about this and I love it. And I would love to help free you from the crazy stressful world of trying to do this all yourself. It'd be a pleasure. So if you would like to join, I'd love to have you in the program. And I'm going to reward you for taking action. I have 2 more bonuses as well. But for those of you that want to jump on this now, just go to www.myftf.com/tie. www.myftf.com/tie. That's the special access link, guys, because like I said, this is not currently available. It is normally, when it is outside of this workshop, if I do it, when it is available to the public, it is $1,000 for the program. It does not include all those bonuses, but you can join today for just $497. That's it. You get everything. Guys, just those done for you products are worth more, with the copywriting products are worth more than what you can try it out today. And yes, there is a money back guarantee, which we'll talk about as well. But again, guys, this is just for this webinar. Outside of that, you would pay $1,000 if it's opened up, which I don't open it up very often, about once every 6 months, maybe, to the public. So again, go to www.myftf.com/tie to invest in your business today if it's something you think will help you. Plus, now, if you are on the fence, guys, I do have a couple of fast knockout bonuses for you that I think you will enjoy. So the 3 main obstacles we talked about and come up all the time, it's pretty much what you guys said as well, were overwhelm, traffic generation, and technical challenges. So the overwhelm, I've covered, because we're going to cover that with the outsourcing. We're going to show you how to hire. You won't get overwhelmed anymore. Just start delegating those tasks. But let's have a talk about traffic generation. So knockout bonus number 1. If you join today, you will receive membership to my traffic generation program, which, again, like I said, I'm giving you access to the continuity overdrive, which will teach you how to build the membership. This will teach you how to drive the traffic. So this is a 12-month program showing you how to get all the free traffic strategies you will need. So there is no guesswork required. It is all detailed, crystal clear instructions that I give to my team to go through that drive traffic. So you can just give it to your team or your outsourcer and have them drive the traffic for you, or read them through, learn yourself, and then delegate it. Dan said, Tom, SOS web traffic rocks. You've done a great job with it. Love the first issue. Really like the idea of leveraging someone else's traffic. The step-by-step layout makes it very easy to follow and implement. The reason I read that to you guys is because if it's easy to follow and implement, it means it's going to be easy for an outsourcer to follow and implement, which is the goal, which is the main thing. So yes, you can give them to your outsourcer to implement for you. Again, just imagine having someone who works 5 hours a week just for a few bucks an hour, just driving traffic to your sites. You'll build a list, you'll build a business very, very quickly that way. And again, guys, if you were to subscribe to this separately, it's $37 a month. So there are people literally in there right now in this program paying that have paid $444 for the year to be in there. I'm including this today as a knockout bonus number 1, but it gets better. Knockout bonus number 2. Now, guys, this is limited to the first 15 people, and you will see why. This is not a course. This is not more training. This is not more information. The final thing is that I wanted to do to make this even better is, like, what's the icing, the cherry on the cake? Well, how about I actually just pay for your first outsourcer for you? That's right. You are going to get your very own virtual assistant, already trained. They are already trained in online business, and you get them for 10 hours, right? We have covered the cost of 10 hours worth of training for you already done, right? So this person, they'll work with you, you can implement any of the strategies I share with you in the course. You can implement anything you're working on now. The only thing they can't do for you is write. So they can't write an ebook for you. That's the only thing, but I'll show you how to do that in the course, and then they can market it for you. All right. So that is it, guys. You don't even have to, you can go through the program, learn how to delegate, and I will cover this for anyone that joins. But this is, again, for the first 15 people for obvious reasons. This is a real person. They have to be paid. So I can't afford to give this to everybody, right? My wife would kill me. Ty's wife would kill him. So we can't, Ty would be taking no trips to Venice anytime again soon. So anyway, all joking aside, guys, we do have to limit that. So please, if you are interested, jump on this. We will do a replay, hopefully, of this, but then these bonuses probably won't be available. I can tell you that now. We're a couple of hundred people on here tonight, so I imagine they're going to go quite quickly. Please put your name in the chat box as well, so that I can see in case they all go tonight on the call. All right. So that's it, guys. Go to www.myftf.com/Ty, and that will get you the bonuses, the special $497 pricing, and everything else. And there is a money back guarantee for 30 days, which we'll talk about in a second. But while I get a chance to have a sip of water, catch my breath, we'll give you guys a chance to order. I can see there's lots of questions coming about ordering, which is wonderful. Christine's in, fantastic. Great to have you in. So have a listen to what Michael had to say about the program, and then we'll hop on and we'll do some Q&A.
Hi, my name is Michael Tipper, and I'm a graduate of Tom Yandula's outstanding free time formula program. I took that program, must be about 3 months ago now, maybe less, and went through it. And it's a 6 to 8 week program full of some amazing information. Now, I've been around the online world for some time. I've dabbled with it, never really made much progress or as much as I would like, because I have a full-time business, an offline business that has taken up much of my time. But what Tom has done, he's allowed me to suddenly realize how I can leverage OPE, other people's effort, to help me run my existing business and also generate an online business outside of the stuff I'm already doing. Now, his stuff is very comprehensive. There is very straightforward, lots of videos, step by step, and very quickly I was outsourcing or out-tasking certain tasks. But more importantly, what Tom has provided are frameworks of business ideas that you can use other people's effort to get working. And I took one of those and I implemented what he taught, and I now have a team of 2 people running an online business. And today, without any involvement of myself, that business made its first sale. It started on Monday, so it's just less than a week old. Made its first sale of £197 because of what Tom has taught. So it's an amazing program. I highly recommend it. It'll allow you to go through your inbox and pick all those things that you keep picking up from all these gurus sending you stuff, and they all work, but it'll allow you to make them work. So I can't recommend Tom's course highly enough. And his level of support, by the way, is absolutely awesome. The quality of his support, his interaction, the responsiveness is pretty amazing. And that in itself is worth the investment. So free time formula gets the thumbs up from me. Thanks, Tom.
All right, guys, so there you have it. I wanted you to hear from Michael. I know it's it's easy for me to say how great this program is, but I think it's important that you see. So he was able to go in and generate, what did he say, £197 within first week of implementing the strategy, and have a couple of outsourcers do that for him. So he didn't have to do it. But the point is that's probably about $350. So he pretty much covered the cost of his program with one sale. So guys, as you can see, I hope you see the value in this. If not at this point, then this is probably not for you. That's all I'll say. But if you're still on the fence, there is a 30-day risk-free trial. Now, all I will say about this is that, like I said, the bonuses are limited. I've put a lot of time and energy into this. I have a support team to help, support you, like Michael Tiffer said. So I only want serious people that are actually going to go and really want to implement this and really give it a go. So all I ask, there is a 100% no questions asked guarantee, but I do require you to just show me that you actually tried to outsource something. I don't care if it's something for $5 on Fiverr, just show me you actually implemented the course and took some action, because I can guarantee you are not going to get any results if you don't take action. That is the 100% guarantee that. So I really do. I'm here to help you in any way I can, but I do need you to actually implement. And so Denise says Denise is in. Awesome. Welcome. So that's my only request. Other than that, if you don't like my accent or just me in general or whatever it is, or or the day of the month, just shoot us an email to support@tommyandulasupport.com, and we will issue you a very prompt and friendly refund. And you and I will depart our ways friends. In fact, if you were one of the first 15 people, you still get the VA. I'll even honor the VA, the 10 hours virtual assistant, and the resources like my hands-free guide and everything. You'll get all of that, really just as a thank you from me for trying it out. But like I said, all I ask in return is that you do just show me that you did try and implement it. Fair enough? All right, guys. So we're going to do lots of questions in here. Bob says PayPal. Yes, Bob, if you just go through the link and hit the checkout button on the little sales page thing that's there, it'll take you to the checkout page. On there, you can select PayPal and pay through PayPal. So guys, there's lots of people jumping on, which is fantastic. I'm thrilled and I'm excited to have you in and help you. But let's just have a couple more testimonials here, guys. Again, I think it's important that you know that this isn't just something I've made up recently. This is tried and tested. There's a lot of people that have the whole fake it till you make it kind of attitude out there online right now. Stay away from them. You want things that are tried and tested and proven. So the way to do that is just show you some of the social comments and stuff that we've got. And Lynn Loyne said, best internet marketing course I've ever purchased. And went through to say some other things. But what was really lovely, as you can see here, I responded, but Aisha followed in and said, completely agree with Lynn. One of the best courses online, top marks. Thanks, Tom. And then George followed in and was, yes, sir, course rocks. You can see, guys, this is not just Michael, it's not just Bob, there's plenty of people. Tony as well said the course is awesome. Again, mind blown. Cindy, Tom, just want to say thank you for outstanding course of the 3-time formula. I'm only through module 3 and it's been simply amazing, halfway done. Alan said one of the best things. He was like, why did I not do this a long time ago? You can see here. And he goes on to just say, if people want a way to make massive amounts of money and does the different markets, 3-time formula system is the way to go. And those are very kind words, but the most important thing is, why did I not do this a long time ago? And that's really the question I have for you right now. If you are on here and you're on the fence and you enjoyed this training, you have 2 options. One, you can continue to try and figure this stuff out on your own and spin your wheels, which hopefully I've shown you is probably not the best way to go about doing it. Or you can try and figure this stuff out on your own. At least do that. At least take what I've shown you on here today and go and implement that. Or if you want help and you want to speed up the process and you want to join all these people that have been through this, posted all this stuff to Facebook pages and stuff, then I would love to have you in, and I'll happily bring you through it and rock you through it. So let's do some Q&A. I could go on and show you hundreds of these testimonials. If you'd like to see more of them, feel free to email me, hit me up on Facebook. I'll send you as many as you like. But just remember, there are only 15 of these bonuses available. So if you need a bit more information, that's fine. I totally understand that. And I'm happy to share it with you. But if these go, these are gone. We can't do anything about that. All right.
Hi, my name is Michael.
Oops, excuse you, Michael. All right, guys. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get a sip of drink. I'm gonna get some answer some questions here. I don't know, Ty, are you still there, buddy? Looks like we may have Ty did say if we ran a little bit over, he may have to dive off as his daughter needed go do something with his daughter. So that's understandable. We did run a little bit over here. We hit the 2-hour mark, so I do apologize. But the fact is, we've got 70 people still on here. That's fantastic. Okay, so Christine said, let me see if I can open up this. What is the email support? Okay, guys, so support email. If you have any questions after, during, whenever you need me, it is, let me just, let's see if I can put this in here. Let's open the questions box here. That's better. Let's pull it up on main screen here. Okie dokie. So, support email is Sorry guys, I can't type and talk at the same time, so I am typical male, so I'll put that in a second. But basically it's support@tomyandulasupport.com. So you can see there's my name, here's how you spell it, Tom Yandula. So support@tomyandula.com. If you want to come find me on Facebook as well and have any questions, and hit me up after this, because obviously we may not be able to stay on too long, too many questions, simply because we have a lot of stuff. Christine, shoot me yes, absolutely, shoot me a support ticket. I will happily help you with that. Laura, thank you very much. Bob, PayPal, yeah, we got that. Denise is in, awesome. Guys, thank you so much. There's so many people saying this was great and you enjoyed it. Jeff is signing up, fantastic. Welcome, Jeff. Jerry says, awesome presentation, great. Guys, if you have any questions about the stuff we talked about, I'm thrilled that you guys enjoyed it and it was awesome. But if you felt like we missed anything or breezed over something too fast, now is your chance to get your questions answered. Mark says, do you cover traffic in the training? Yes, Mark, because you get it in I cover traffic extensively right here in the bonus. In fact, you get an entire 12-month program, monthly training on traffic, free traffic strategy. So yes, it's extensively covered in the training, and yes, you are allowed to give it to your outsourcer. Christine says, thanks, Tom, beautiful family photos. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm thrilled. Roxy's amazing. Lovely little lady. Tim says, what's the refund period? Tim, the refund period is 30 days. But listen, guys, like I said before, if you are, I'm only happy if you're happy. That's the bottom line. I do request that you actually implement something from the course to qualify, just show me that give and take here a little bit and show that you actually did try and do something. But the bottom line is this, guys, if you enjoyed today's training, right? If you really enjoyed today's training, I didn't hold anything back. This was like, if I had to condense what I know down into 90 minutes and charge for it, like if I was going to charge like $9,700 for a program on outsourcing, this would be it. So this was like this is a training session. If you enjoyed this today, you are going to absolutely love the program. Like there is no doubt about it. If you thought today was a bit of a waste of your time, don't sign up, because you probably won't like the program. That's the I can't be more honest. I can't be more upfront and candid than that, really. Honestly, if you enjoyed the training in today's webinar, you're going to love the program. And as I can see, we have hundreds, literally hundreds of these testimonials that I could go on forever. Gordon said, amazing program. He was confused and stuck on the overwhelming treadmill for a long time. Bought too many products, always hope there may be the one. Work for me online. I gladly tell everyone that this is like 20 courses rolled into one. I thought it was going to be like all the rest and short and delivering anything new. This course is a must-have. What a surprise. This is, of course, a must-have for newbies and experienced marketers alike. It's a true gem. Guys, again, like I've said, give it a go. 30 days to try it out. I'd love to help you. Gary says, awesome training, Tom. Thank you in advance. Sign off. Good for you, buddy. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely loved it. Yes, Christine, don't worry. I know, yeah, you're trying to buy on here, so that's fine. Don't worry. There's a couple of people saying that there's a trying to get in but haven't been able to, or that's probably because we've got a lot of people hitting that page right now. So don't panic. You know, if you're trying to get in, just shoot me tonight. Just shoot me a message on Facebook. Hit me up. There's my name, Tom Yandula. Come find me, and we'll I'll make sure you get the bonus. I know there's a few of you worried about not getting the bonus, but we will certainly make sure you get that. Shabir, you're in. Awesome, buddy. Or Ahmed, awesome. Hi, buddy. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name. Sorry, I'm dyslexic in English and terrible at pronouncing names. PayPal, Geneva says, can we do PayPal? Yes, Geneva, I mentioned that, someone asked that earlier, but if you go to this link, myftf.com/Ty, you will be able to, there'll be another page which will just have, I think it's got Michael's Tipper's testimonial on it. Just click the add to cart button and that'll take you to the checkout page where you can just enter your details. And on there, they will have there will be a option to select PayPal, and you can pay through PayPal there. And once you guys are signed up, by the way, you'll get an email. It's an automated email from the system that will have your access to the program. Everything's there immediately available in Module 1 for you. You can get access to all the resources and stuff as well. So you'll get that. If for any reason you don't see that come through, because sometimes it can get caught in the spam folder, please, again, feel free to contact me directly on Facebook or contact support. Again, it's www.tomyandulasupport.com. Or you can go to the brand website, which is expertbreakthrough.com as well. So plenty of ways to get hold of me. I'm not hiding. Shabir, awesome, buddy, from Newcastle. Good stuff, mate. So again, if for any reason it doesn't come through, please come friend me on guys. Everyone friend me on Facebook. I accept. You know, I'd love to chat with you more about this stuff if you have any questions. So again, and if for some reason you don't get the email come through, you just need to go to. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put my support desk link in here now again for everyone. Go to okay, sorry guys, dead silence there while I was typing. I told you I don't type a lot. I have outsourcers do this stuff. I'm not a good typer. Right, Tom support.com. Send it. Right. Guys, if you need anything, hopefully you just saw that I sent that out. That is the link to the support desk. You can hit that up. John is our amazing success support coach who's in there to help you with everything you need, as well as me and Jacqueline as well. So one of them will be on, but please bear in mind, I think John's in Spain, so he may probably be in bed right now. So it may take me a while after dinner to answer that ticket for you. Normally I'd wait, but I know you guys are probably chomping at the bit. So if for some reason that email does not come through, please feel free, just hit me up one way or the other and I'll make sure you are sorted and away. Okay, so question for Jerry. How do you avoid having a VA simply go through into the business themselves with your material or concept? Jerry, thank you so much for asking this question. It is such a common concern for people. okay? And I want to address that. First of all, I will say, when you hire good people, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the course, right? You go through and you hire good people. Not everybody is biologically built the same biologically programmed the same way we are. You and I are entrepreneurs, right? You wouldn't be on this training session if you weren't an entrepreneur, right? You are. You may not feel like it right now because you may be trying to do everything yourself, but you are an entrepreneur. Whereas a lot of people aren't. Like, the perfect example is my mother or my stepmom. You know, my stepmom is amazing at her job. She loves her job, and she absolutely, she went to go and sort of branch out into open her own, she's a bereavement counselor. So she went to go and do that, into start her own business doing it, and hated it. She likes to work, have an environment where she doesn't have to think about marketing. She doesn't have to think about hiring and outsourcing or any of that stuff. She just goes to work and does what she does, right? And so likes the consistent paycheck. And what you'll find is, like, the people that like to do graphic design work, they like to do that. They don't want to have to deal with the pressure of being an entrepreneur. Like, I thrive on it. I love it. Like, I can't imagine, like, you know, just getting a paycheck. But I do understand, you know, there is risk. There's ups and downs as an entrepreneur, and some people just don't have the stomach for it, understandably. And so the idea that, you know, initially, again, that someone's just going to go in and steal the business idea is unlikely, because if they're an outsourcer, then they want their paycheck and support their family off that, and they want to be able to show up to work, they want to do their job, get paid, and go home, right? The trials and tribulations of entrepreneurialism is for you and I to deal with, and so those choppy waters are for us to navigate. But that's number one. Number two is, if you are, and by the way, I've never had that happen, and literally I've given outsourcers like free, like full access to full courses and stuff now. To my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, it's never happened to any of our students that have gone through this program. But in module 4 of the training program, I do walk you through right here, from 0 to full automation. I do walk you through exactly how to prevent that if it is an issue. And that's simply by using Jing, and you create your own little training area. So as you go through, like I said, you do want to go through your programs. You want to have an understanding of the process, so that you can hire and delegate effectively. You just don't have to be doing it, right? So what you can do is, as you're doing that, you just record screencasts, record screen captures, and then you can create a little members area. Again, I teach you all of this in module 4. But we create a little members area, and we can actually put those videos in a members area, and then we give them access to specific videos as opposed to the whole course. And that's the way you filter the information. So therefore, they're not going to just go through the entire thing. You can just give them the individual parts that you want them to implement for you. All right, guys, lots of people saying thank you, and they had an amazing time, and so have I. I'm thrilled that you have enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. So, guys, I think we are... Oh, I saw Walter come in with a question here. Let's see. Walter says... Nice one. Walter says, do you teach how to get that accent? No, mate, I'm afraid you've just got to grow up in a really crappy part of England called Bognor Regis. That's how you get it. I grew up in a really crappy part of England, in the south of England, little town called Bognor Regis, and it was yeah, needless to say, I'm much happier here in beautiful, sunny Hilton Head Island, where it's like 94 degrees here today, and I spent the day at the pool with my daughter. So yeah, wouldn't be doing that probably if I was living in England still. So, but I did bring the accent with me. That did come with me, although I think it's a little bit diluted now. My wife always tells me she knows when I've been talking to my dad, because I think it gets a lot stronger when I'm talking to a fellow Brit. All right, guys, again, I'm just scrolling through here. Looks like we got it. All right, I think we need to wrap some stuff up here. Guys, if you have any further questions, it'd be my pleasure to answer them through my Facebook page. Again, you can just go to, here is the one. If you just, Tom Yandula, if you search for me on Facebook, I'm the only one. That's how cool I am. Out of all those billions of people, I'm the only Tom Yandula. The benefits of having an odd last name. What is not a benefit of having an odd last name is having it as your URL, because no one can spell it. So hence why I'm rebranding under expertbreakthrough.com. So either go through Facebook, you can hit my support desk up, which I put in the chat box, or you can just go to expertbreakthrough.com and then hit the, scroll to the bottom of that page and you'll see the link to the support desk there as well. All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best of luck in whatever business endeavors you are undertaking here. And I'll just leave you with the final saying again, just to reiterate, you know, we're 6 months through the year, right? We're halfway through 2018. And, you know, ask yourself, have you had the year so far you thought you were going to? If not, this is worth a look. I think it'll change everything for you. I truly believe it has. It's changed it for hundreds of others. Again, there is a 30-day risk-free trial. You know, you can either continue, two options. You can continue where you are now and carry on and try and figure this out, or give this a go for the next 30 days and see how it changes your life and your business. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in there. And yeah, look forward to connecting with anyone in the coming days. Thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, ta-ra. See you soon. Bye-bye.